Representing Argentina, Horacio Di La Pena, Guido Andriossi, Diego Ugustin Tirante, Maria Lure Calle, Nadia Podoroska, and Thomas Matan Echeverri. And their opponents for tonight, representing Australia, Leighton Hewitt, Alan Perez, Matthew Ebden, Destiny Ayava, Omar Jessica, Olivia Gadecki, and Alex Dimano. If you are able, please be upstanding for the national anthems of Argentina and Australia.
Well, the anthems providing the perfect opener for the first evening session here in Sydney, the Hymne Nacional Argentino, which celebrates the freedom and glory of the Argentine nation and people, and Advance Australia Fair, which I didn't know, Yelena, was a patriotic song in the late 19th century, but only adopted as your national anthem in 1974.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
Before that, you were singing God Save the Queen. Goodness me. But I didn't realise that. But no, two very good teams here. It's really hard, isn't it, to get a sense of which way this might go. And no one really knows the form of players coming for the first match. Then you also don't know how players will react in a team event.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got some young players, and Olivia Gadecki is one of those, 22 years of age now, the Australian #1 female player. And yeah, you have a couple of players that don't have that experience, so you don't know how it's going to go. But what I do know with the Australian team, we've got so much experience, obviously with Leighton Hewitt being the captain, and that will play a crucial role, but also we've got so much depth, not just in the singles, but with the mixed doubles. A lot of these matches come down to the mixed doubles, and we've got some of the best players in the world to go out there on the court to play that potentially deciding mixed doubles match.
And over the next few days and weeks in the lead up to the Australian Open, we will find out who is ready, who is going to bring their best game, how the pre-season's gone, who's recovered from last year.
I think a few are still recovering, maybe almost still in the off-season and using these weeks as a prep for the Australian Open. This is a big moment as well for this young lady right here, Olivia Gadecki. #1 Australian now as well, inside the top 100, 22 years of age.
No, she's had a good season. She's up against Nadia Podoroska. More of Nadia a little later, but let's wait with Maria chit-chat.
Ladies, before we start, please, at the end of the coin toss, stay with Finn, face Peter for a photo, and then one without him, okay? Towel boxes with your country names on it, serve blocks at the back of the court. You can ask for a towel, or you can go and get it yourself. Okay. Up to you.
One side.
Yeah.
For both.
So for one side you go, the other you request. Okay? First match, nice and easy, okay? I think that's about it. Free crowd movement around the court, just not these lower levels, but they're very good here, so, all right? If there are any issues, if you need anything, let me know. Questions, ladies? Nadia, would you like John or AO? AO? All yours. AO it is. Receive? Stay with for the photo.
So Podoroska won the toss and electing to receive. I have to say, Finn did a very fine job there on the coin. A lot of pressure on the youngsters. There was quite a lot of pre-match paraphernalia that there didn't used to be.
No.
Many days. It takes a while to get everyone. Well done, well done. Big responsibility. It's great to be finally getting underway, particularly for the Aussies. Argentines also have been here for a few days. But let's take a closer look, Yelena, at Nadia Podoroska, who finds herself planted right on the number 100 spot, and that's a precarious place to be, isn't it, in terms of your Grand Slam tennis?
It is, and it does get you into that main draw of a Grand Slam at the Australian Open, and in fact some of her results at the end of the year did get her that ranking to be in the main draw. In Melbourne, 27 years of age, and has been as high as 36th in the world. But this woman right here, Olivia Gadecki, a little bit less experience, 22 years of age, but what a year she's had. She's inside the top 100 now, 97 in the world. Reached a WTA 500 final as a qualifier at the end of the year. But what I really love is that she's really gone on the ITF tour, played a lot of matches to get herself in this position.
Yeah, very talented player, and it's now starting to come to the fore for the Aussie number 1. Both making their second appearance at the United Cup, and Gadecki really did have a fabulous season last year, but more of that. But she wasn't able to get past the Argentine in the qualifier of the Indian Wells. That was back in March on the courts, which are pretty fast and very lively as well. But just shows you both where they were, you know, 8 or 9 months ago.
Yeah, both improved since then, especially Olivia. And having played the amount of matches in tennis that she's played, and especially in the ITF Tour, getting to the final as well towards the end of the year in a couple of ITF tournaments, but that final in Guadalajara, WTA 500, gave her so much confidence as well. And she's talked a lot about that consistency in matches, but consistency as well throughout the year. And that's what she's now looking for.
Well, we've talked a lot about Olivia, understandably, because you're an Aussie, but what of Argentina? Horatio, this is Sammy and Elaine in the commentary box. If you look straight ahead of you and up, we're at the back of the stadium. We're waving to you right now. There you go. We can see.
Hey.
There, okay, Horatio. Hi.
How you doing?
Hi. What's the vibe in the Argentine camp? I mean, how long have you been here, and how's it all been going?
We've been here since the morning of the 23rd. We took this competition very seriously. We really want to do a very good match today. We know that playing the Aussies in Australia is very difficult, and your two singles guys, they are playing very well, like you just said. Olivia is having a great end of the season, and she looks pretty good. But hopefully my player is going to do a little bit better today.
Horatio, what sort of captain are you? Are you a
crazy one?
A crazy one. I love that. Yeah, so we're gonna hear a lot from you. We're gonna see you fist pumping and really making a big impact on the player. Is that what we're gonna see?
I'm gonna be all over the court. I really like to help my players. I've been in the tour as a coach for many years. But when I used to coach Fernando Gonzalez, Nicolás Massou, Gaston Gaudio, Cory and Albandian. And when I used to be a coach, we were not allowed to talk. So I came back now because we are allowed to talk. So I'm really hopeful that I could do a bit more than before.
Horatio, I know you were a great player in your time, around 30 in the world. Were you crazy as a player?
I could say a little bit. Yeah, you know, every Argentinian guy, we are known as fighters, as people that they give 100%, 110% in everything we do. So I am like that. I really try to find the way of making things happen.
Horatio, we look forward to it and really enjoy this team competition. We wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, and hope you have a great transmission.
So do I.
You didn't even finish the question what kind of captain you are. You said, I'm a crazy captain. Love that.
Well, I'll talk about 100% commitment and full intensity. There's a man in your picture that can match Horatio very well. So I think we'll see a lot of energy from the captains, and that's really a really big part of this competition, isn't it? It's not just a regular team event. Your team and your captain are on the court with you. You can walk between points and chat to your captain. I mean, they make a huge impact.
They're actually
on the outcome.
Pretty much a part of that, the match, aren't they? And you will see a lot of players go to the other players, talk to them, their own coaches maybe perhaps, but also the captain, and of course like Hewitt, the Davis Cup captain, United Cup captain as well. Won Davis Cup himself. If anyone knows what it's like to be in this position, it's him, and makes a great impact and has so much passion.
Play.
Different pressures on Olivia, or Liv to her friends, coming in as the Aussie #1, vaulted up the rankings last season by winning a whole load of matches week in, week out. Second meeting between the two. Played in the qualifying in Indian Wells in the desert in the very fast conditions. It was about 8 or 9 months ago. So they have some understanding of each other's games. Yelena, you've kept a close eye on Olivia over the years. What does she bring to the court?
Look, she's got a massive game, so she's got a big serve, big weapons, big ground stroke. She hits a little bit of that flatter ball, likes to control the points. And that's where for her at times it has been, how does she almost play that controlled aggression, play within herself to have that consistency in matches and throughout the year. So that's why I love what she's done with going from juniors onto the ITF circuit to play a lot of matches and to really learn and develop as a player.
The chance there for Argentina.
Like that. So she loves to play up on the baseline. She likes to control the rallies. And you can see straight away there when it's on just how much she pushes her opponent back behind the baseline. So that's what she'll try and do today, but it will be about that balance between aggression and the unforced errors. Oh, excellent. I love how she reacted to that. That was a shorter backswing, almost a bit of a block there after this return. She had to react quickly. Shorter backswing and then cross court. Great trajectory. I love that reaction to the box as well. That should get rid of some nerves.
Yeah, you can sense that they're very much present. Really free-flowing from Podoroska here. There's a third chance to break in this game. Goodness me, she started quickly. Horacio de la Pena, he was called El Pugla when he was playing. The Flea, I haven't got to the bottom of why. I think he's going to be a very animated captain out there. Good player, Horacio de la Pena.
Very quick around the court, yeah, perhaps.
That has caught. Real danger here for Australia in terms of the way Horacio started, the way Nadia started. Courtside is Andrea Petkovic. Andrea, how are conditions down there and what are you seeing in this matchup?
Yeah, a lot less danger from my side here, sitting courtside, and the conditions are perfect. There are no excuses to be had on either side, and I have to say I'm very impressed of how Nadia started this game. She usually likes to keep the rallies long and puts a little bit of spin on her forehand, has a nice slice, but she's come out here firing. She knows of that big game that Olivia possesses, so she's trying out here to bring it to her, and Horacio is pumped up already after only one game.
Representing Team Argentina, Nadia Podoroska to serve.
Sam, you said it, that you can definitely see there are some nerves with Gadecki, and you could see it with her walking out, and even in the warm-up you can often even see that on players' faces when you've had that experience, perhaps a bit of that tension, and you could see that early on here. which is absolutely understandable. And I think even her feet are not quite moving as well yet, and that's okay. But this is where you just kind of keep going with it. I think keep looking at the box and Leighton and your team and keep staying positive.
Years of age is Podoroska. Surname not particularly Spanish sounding because her great-grandparents were Ukrainian, immigrated to South America, but both her parents were born in Argentina, but the family name continues. She was born in Rosario, which is about a 3.5-hour drive north of Buenos Aires. And known as Messi Land, it's the hometown of Lionel Messi.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's most famous for. As you mentioned, she's been as high as 36 in the world. And that was off the back of a fairy tale fortnight at Roland Garros, where she qualified and made the semis. So that's the sort of quality that she brings to the court. A Grand Slam semi-finalist.
Very important here for Gadecki, just to settle, to really get on the board and not feel like you're against it, not just against your opponent, but the nerves and the scoreboard as well. Just one break, but this is where you now take care of business on your side of the court, hold serve, plenty of first serves in, and I think she does need to play aggressive, but not rush as much as she is now. Build your points. You've got plenty of weapons. She can be just a little bit more patient. That actually bounced twice.
She almost semi-tried to get away with it, didn't she?
First in the round of Team Argentina and then went to the other side.
It was close, though.
That was very close.
Actually, guys,
I think she got that.
Yeah, well, Maria Cicek just said that she did get it, but she hit the ground before it went over the net. That's why she ruled the point for Australia.
Andrea, you would have had and Maria in the chair for many of your matches. She doesn't miss much, does she?
She really doesn't, and so I think, well, we just had the camera angle from the side. I think you could see it better there. She's confident that she made the right call, that's for sure, Maria.
Gadecki hails from the Gold Coast. Went to Southport State High School. Actually, in her mid-teens, quit tennis for a couple of years to concentrate on her schoolwork. But she's one of 6 siblings, and the other 5 are all boys. That's pretty tough. I would say a rough and tumble childhood.
Yeah.
Well, since the first service game, the opening service game, was really important for her, this, I think, is even more so.
Yeah.
20-14.
Well, more trouble brewing for Olivia Gadecki, the Australian #1. Up against a very relaxed Nadia Podoroska, who has come out swinging.
Well done. That's the difference when she gets the first serve in. And I like if she was to serve a little bit more out wide, both on the juice and the outside, just to give herself that opportunity to open up the court a little bit more. Andrea, I don't know how you feel down there as well. Maybe perhaps going too much to the Podoroska forehand, which is a weapon. Maybe go a bit more to the backhand to get some of those shorter balls like she did right there.
I think you're spot on, Elena. I think that she has played a bit too much to the forehand. I think it's no problem when she can hit into the forehand hard and attack the forehand. But so far she's been rallying normal neutral shots into the forehand far too often. That's when Nadia can really make some damage, and it's rattled Olivia here. I think that's exactly the right play, Elena. Go a bit more via the backhand side here.
Oh, yes.
Important hold, but it's Argentina after the fast start.
Team Argentina leads 2 games to.
So early stages of the first evening session here at Sydney Olympic Park. And how quickly Christmas is behind us and the new year is approaching, and well, the quayside will be packed with hundreds of thousands on New Year's Eve watching the fireworks in one of the most iconic waterways on the planet. I learnt earlier this morning that our teammate and compatriot Andrea Petkovic has never been on a boat in Sydney Harbour. So first night session here at the Ken Rose Arena. It's got its hat on, so we're under the big top. Have you been on a boat in Sydney Harbour?
Yeah, I have.
I think most people have.
Yeah, we're going to have to take Andrea out.
Yeah.
Is that a bit of fear maybe for Andrea with the boats? I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Time.
She was too busy practicing and training.
Yes, yes.
It was dedication.
See, that for me is the play for Olivia, especially early on in a rally. Going to the backhand like that, you don't even have to go for the lines too much. Put pressure on her. You can see Podoroska there, not as comfortable. She lifts up out of it. think even points like that are really important for Gadecki, and she doesn't have to go for the lines. You can go through the middle, you can still have depth and play your percentages and just still make Podoroska maybe go for it a bit more and make the mistakes as well. So find that kind of bit of balance. She doesn't have to go for a winner straight away.
Well, we expected it to be really competitive. Just 3 spots between them on the WTA computer rankings. In the corners, Podoroska looking very good early on.
And we've talked about the Gadecki serve and some of the nerves as well, but she does have a phenomenal serve. But so far, this is what's been happening with the Gadecki serve, and you can see just really one-dimensional. There's, for me, not enough variation. And I've talked about using the wide serve, broken juice, and the ad side, and she has not done that. This is very central, and to me, just kind of signals nerves and just trying to put the serve in. So something that we'll keep an eye on throughout not just this match, but this first set, if that changes. And there again, she really tried to just get that serve in and go a little bit more just central.
Second set. Love 15.
Andrea, you're down there courtside. I almost have a feeling for Gadecki with the serve at this stage. Even the technique's almost gone off a bit. She's not driving up as much, literally just trying to guide the ball in. Is that maybe what it looks like, even compared to her first service game?
I think you're spot on, Yelena. I think that I saw Olivia play at the US Open in the qualies, and I was amazed by how well she strikes the ball. And today it feels like she has a break in her arm, you know, like there is the hand, when you're trying to drive the car, but the handbrake is still on, and you're stepping on the gas, but it's just not going. That's how it feels right now for her.
And have a look at that service motion right there, slow-mo. For me, that slow-mo really showed that the leg drive's not there. She's not really going up after the serve.
And that would be another indication of nerves.
Yes, absolutely.
20 minutes on the clock, and everything looking rather good for Team Argentina. And Podoroska eyeing up a double break here. Another big service game for the Aussie. Last year she was training a lot at the National Tennis Centre in London, actually in Roehampton, not too far from Wimbledon, with Nigel Sears, who has been on the tour for many years, coached great players, Anna Ivanovic and Daniel Halentkova. There's There's Nigel Hurt chatting to Leighton.
30,
what he's tried to do is what he's done with a lot of players. He tries to get them to understand their strengths and package it in a more effective way. He has asked her to put a little more shape and spin on her forehand, just to bring in the margins. It's not rocket science, but it's had a huge effect. And she needs that packaging here right now. Still has to save a break point in this game.
For me, she's really actually technically sound. It's just that her ball striking is very flat. And if that isn't on, or if you're nervous, then you're in trouble unless you can put a bit of spin on. So as you've said, that's what he's tried to do. And Ash Barty, who's actually Olivia's mentor, has said she's actually very tactically astute, but she actually doesn't realise just how well she understands the game and then how to put it on the court and how to play. And it's not a lot, it's just a little bit of margin for error, just a little bit more trajectory over the net, just maybe a little bit more within yourself, work the point more, because her shots are devastating. She's got a lot of power. She doesn't at times even need to go for that much.
Yeah, Nigel hasn't done sort of major surgery.
Yeah.
But also he has a very high work rate as well, and intensity in the sessions, and it's just small aspects. And that is a nerve buster, isn't it? Another fabulous hold from Gadecki, and she stays in touch in this opening set.
Team Argentina leads 3-2.
As you said, lovely technique, has been very well taught.
Yeah. High level with the ball there, but also the soft hands.
Struggled a little, considering she had such a good year. Struggled a little with injuries last year with her back. I hope that has settled down now for this new season. Second year for Gadecki here representing Australia. Lost both her matches last year, but to very good players, Caroline Garcia and Croatia's Petra Martic. So she has some sense of what the occasion is like out here on the Ken Rosewell Arena.
And that's the ball Nigel would go, okay, that's the one. Under and over the ball, a little bit more top spin. You don't need to go for as much. So I feel like you've got that kind of raw product, and now it's fine-tuning it and really teaching her that shot selection.
Podoroska's a gritty character. She qualified for the US Open as a teenager and then spent about almost a year with wrist and hip injuries, and of course the ranking fell away. She found herself down in the 500s, and when that happens and you don't have a lot of support, you don't have any money and you can't play. And she was very fortunate that her coaches let her train for free. She these days trains in Spain, in Alicante, and also her friends lent her some money.
I actually don't mind that point. A little bit more to the backhand of Podoroska, which clearly you get less space and some shorter balls. And maybe with that, Gadecki will get a few more balls to her own backhand, because at the moment the forehand is just flying a little bit. So it's the right play there, and I like that she tried to build that point, didn't go for a winner early on.
This is a punchy start from Podoroska, and she maintains her break advantage.
Team Argentina leads 4 games to 2.
Well, Andrea, your timing is fantastic as always. You've picked the ideal occasion to be in the Argentine player box.
Yes, I have. I'm next to Maria, and she looks very pumped after this amazing point. Maria, this has been a great start for Argentina. What do you think is Nadia doing so well right now that she's up 4-2?
Yeah, I think she's really focused in her game. I think she's playing very well, very solid. Very good points for the moment, very good rallies. So I'm happy that she's doing great.
And we heard that Horacio said that he's a crazy captain. Can you confirm this?
He's a little bit, of course, but no, he's a very pumped guy. He tried to make us really motivated. He motivated a lot for our team, so I think he's very helpful for us. He's a little bit crazy, but he helps a lot for us.
Thank you, Maria. Best of luck for Argentina.
I tell you what, don't kill the crazy. They can take you to great places. Better point here from Gadecki. There's some really good signs if you can stay in touch.
It's still only one break of serve down. You can always get back that one break too. Kind of feel like, yeah, that's tough. The set might be gone, but she's hanging in here. I don't mind Gadecki coming forward. We've now seen it a few times. I think it's a good play for her when she can do it. And that, for me, also signals the awareness of what's going on out there. She's trying to change something as well. Still the key for me. Hold your serve, high first serve percentage, and still the key. Mix up that serve. I'd love to see her use the slice serve out wide here. There we go. We have a little micro situation going on. She can hear me. She hasn't used that in the match so far, but she has such a versatile serve. Well done. Take the pace off, cut around the ball to get it shorter in the service box. Love it.
It's beautifully produced, isn't it? Effortless.
Would have loved if I had a serve like that. That's like one of the best technically produced serves out there.
Oh, great hustle from Podoroska.
30.
Nigel Sears is also very keen on his players coming forward, if they are inclined to do so.
can see there. I love it. That was a shorter ball, so she commits, she follows in. Had enough depth there on that approach shot. Wasn't easy. Look at how low she gets under and over the ball. Well done.
Let's go. Yes.
See Podoroska there as well. She's
Argentina.
targeting the Gadecki forehand, especially even middle, through the middle forehand into that right hip. And again, that's really good awareness from Podoroska. There are unforced errors coming from that side. There's no doubt about that. But also then Podoroska gets her own forehand as well a bit more if you go into your opponent's one.
It's a double break, and Argentina taking charge of this first set.
Team Argentina leads 5 games to 2.
Bien, campeón, bien, carajo. ¿La pongo del otro lado?
Nerves have played a very big part in this first match between Argentina and Australia.
Se agarra de su revés, pero cuando ella trata de hacer algo, cuando vos te le pones firme, porque ella quiere que se termine, se caga de susto.
Perfect evening here at Sydney's Olympic Park.
Si no puedes mandar, quedate, porque se le ve en la cara.
And that's the voice of former world number 31 Horacio de la Pena, very experienced team captain and coach to some of the best South American players of recent years.
So Sam, we've been dissecting this match a little bit tactically, and the issue for me is right here. So Gadecki forehand placement, it's going a little bit more into the Podoroska forehand, needs to go a lot more into the backhand, the weaker side. But have a look at Podoroska's forehand placement, a lot more pretty much all of it into the Gadecki forehand where the errors are coming from. And that's why you've got this massive two-break lead right here, because everything is on Podoroska's side when it comes to the tactics. So I would like to see Gadecki just change it, go more into the Podoroska backhand, target the weaker side, and also just needs to clean up her own forehand as well with the unforced errors.
That's a great way to start.
30-15.
Really hasn't been able to make any inroads so far on the Argentine service game. Nadia yet to face even a break point.
But there it is again, she was under pressure because of going to Podoroska's forehand early on in the rally. It's a wonderful forehand that Podoroska has.
The former French Open semi-finalist, world number 100. Has looked good from the off here. And a chance now to close out this opening set. A tale of two very different performances, but it was Podoroska, full of confidence, who takes the opening set in by 6 games to 2. There's more to come from Olivia Gadecki out here this evening.
And sometimes in these situations, let's not forget, this is more than 10,000 people in this stadium. It's a big occasion, it's a big court. So everything can get to you a little bit in a situation like this. You're playing for your country. I think we saw that with Olivia in the first set. And sometimes when you got a set like this and it goes away from you, it's almost like, okay, it's done. It's over, let's start again.
Stop.
15.
Now these forehands were the first forehands of the match that Olivia Gadecki actually hit the way I remember her hitting the ball. She was not playing her tennis. She's not true to her DNA. She's trying to guide the ball and see where it lands, and now finally she's going for it. And I don't mind this hit. She has to hit the ball to find the rhythm in her ground strokes again, and then she will play better. Whether she will win or not, we don't know, but she will play better.
How important is this service game?
Massive. This could just really not just turn potentially a match or a set around, but when you hold your serve, first game of the second set, after you've been struggling so much in the first set, it could be just such a massive confidence boost that you need. I like that though. See that serve out wide? Haven't seen it enough today. I think she has to use that to get Podoroska at end range, full stretch, but then you've also got more court to work with into the open court, especially when you're struggling a little bit with margins. That was excellent tactically for me. I like that out wide serve on both the juice and the ad side.
Now the stadium want to get behind it, and they can do so now. Something to build on.
First game, second set.
Well done. So you make her work for us. Come on, put some pressure on. Yeah. Let her rip scoreboard pressure now, yeah? Yeah, let's see how she goes now. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Back foot.
Sneh Ayava on the back row there, left of your picture.
I'm going to tell you something. If you want anyone in your box, I mean, even when you're down 6, it's Leighton Hewitt. He's up. He's just pumping up as if you won the set 6-2. It's unbelievable. I love it. I mean, I'll just love to see it. I love to watch it. He's very close to getting on the court himself there. Very close. I'm sure he wants to jump in. Interesting what Nigel Sears actually said there. If you heard it, make her work here for this game and on her service game. Very important because she's actually serving first. If she can hold, make her work, get that return in and build your point.
Yeah, Nigel also is endlessly positive as well.
Yes.
There's so much good energy coming at her from that box. She can't fail to improve in this second set. Podoroska has been gliding through these service games.
And this is what Nigel meant by make her work for it. This is 2 serves, yes, solid, nothing massive. You weren't stretched, got to make the returns. She just missed there, 2 returns.
Oh.
Altila. Argentina. 1 game on.
He loves it now that he's able to coach during the match, and he was saying earlier that he didn't enjoy it when he was on the tour and he wasn't allowed to communicate with his players. I think the new rules are made for him.
Also, signs of nerves as well. Also, just like to see Olivia take her time a little bit between points. I've been watching the shot clock. It's barely 2 or 3 times gotten to even 10 seconds between points. She's really rushing, but also in between the first and the second serve. Take your time. That would again be a sign of nerves. You've got to slow down, especially when things are not going your way.
ratio, she's going okay. And once again, Gadecki facing a break point in her service game. She only had one game where she hasn't had to do so. Setting a break now for Team Argentina, and they have the upper hand in this second set. Well, I think going swimmingly too far for Team Argentina. I have to say, those waters don't look too bad either. One of the most ideal spots at Bondi.
Have you been to Bondi, Sam?
I have been to Bondi. I have been,
You
yes,
have
I have
been.
been, yeah. I haven't been on a board, but...
No, you haven't been?
I did go in the water either.
No?
There's too many things to
I'm
fight.
surprised by that. You like your swimming,
I
don't
do.
you?
I've been to icebergs, though.
Oh,
the swimming pool, which I believe is nearby. That's close to Bondi,
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah. I went in the what's called the exciting lane, which is the lane nearest the ocean. So it's one of those ocean pools.
Yes.
And I was in that exciting lane, and a huge wave came over the wall, and I ended up completely on the other side of the pool.
So it wasn't so exciting for you
No,
anymore.
I have to say, I'm not sure that ocean pools are really for me, but I have been down there. It was, I've done it. I've had the experience.
Lights. Fasten.
A rare service blemish for Podoroska.
It's an automatically called foot fault. And then a very low ball toss there on a second serve, really went after it.
See how easy her games have been. This is only the second time that she's even been at 15-30 in the contest so far.
Third
That was a missed opportunity. There was this one high ball that Gadecki should have taken out of the air. She decided to step out and was back in a neutral rally here. And it was a surprise for me that Podoroska made that serve. Her ball toss has really gotten away from her. It's very far in front, very low all of a sudden.
Isn't it funny how sometimes a foot fault call can affect a server? We've seen that so many times. It really gets in your head.
Morning team, Argentina.
And there's a time violation now as well, because she took a little bit of extra time.
It's been that kind of evening, hasn't it? And the scoreline very much following the pattern of when they played in the qualifying in Indian Wells back in the California desert last March. Podoroska winning the first set 6-2. A slightly more competitive second set was taken by the Giant 6-4. Let's see if Gadecki can come back here.
Got to say though, I love her positivity and fighting spirit, and she's competing. This is not easy. Let's not forget, this is the first time she's playing as the Australian #1 inside the top 100 for your country. There's so much pressure and nervous energy, and just to perform and do well.
Well, now it's taken
Advantage Team Australia.
a few minutes shy of the hour. The Aussie has her first break point.
I like those little fist pumps. That's what I'm talking about. The competitor in her. I love to see it. You know, not playing well, it's so far not your night, but you're fighting. You're digging deep. There it is.
Is there an echo in here?
Sorry, Sam. I was getting excited there. Well, what I will say, I like, you know, Sam, I like my little points and asterisks. Put an asterisk next to that foot fault, because that changed that whole game. Podoroska all of a sudden unsure on her serve. The ball toss got low. A double fault as well. Could that be a bit of a turning point here? And that's not just the first, that was the first break point for Gadecki in almost an hour, but her first break of serve.
Yep. Something to work with here.
Love it.
Spent the pre-season on the Gold Coast training before coming up to Sydney. Must be wonderful to go home after a very busy year, living abroad and travelling to so many events.
Lock it in.
And really very much rewarded last season for getting out and playing a lot of tennis post-US Open. WTA 500, which is it's a big event in Guadalajara, qualifying, making the final, beat Sloane Stephens and at the time world number 11 Danielle Collins. It was the best week of her career. This is an immediate response there. Helped by those two doubles.
Game team Argentina.
Devastating for Team Australia, and once again Argentina up a break.
3 games to 2.
Hicieron todo lo posible para que nos ataque. Fútbol, el tiempo y la concha de su madre, igual estamos break arriba.
It's interesting, the first thing you mentioned when she sat down was that football,
Football and time violation as well. It's probably, I would assume, my Spanish is not great, just to forget about it and for that not to affect her, which it did, we saw that. But what a way to regroup and get that composure back to break serve right back.
Former world #1, the youngest actually, until Carlos Alcaraz took that particular honour. He was #1 in the world at 20 years of age. Extraordinary. Not surprised the men looking to get limber. Might be on rather soon.
Thomas Martin Echeverry, Argentinian, will take on Alex de Minaur after this match. For me, a little bit more traffic now directed into the Podoroska backhand early on in a rally. And that was the result right there. You can see Podoroska definitely bigger swing on the backhand, not as comfortable, hits the ball later. Doesn't follow through as well, doesn't have that racket head speed like she does on the forehand. There it is again.
Love it.
If I was Gadecki right now, I would really direct everything I could into that backhand side. Test it, try and break it down, because there are some errors coming off that side.
How quickly this game can change gears on you.
Well, we didn't see it in the first set, but I'm going to say from Podoroska, and Andrea, you're down there, there's a bit of tension, not just because she's not holding serve, just maybe thinking about getting over the line and winning this match.
Yeah, it really feels like she's lost her rhythm on serve, and it's translated into her game, just a bit more tentative, especially on the backhand side. And when we get tentative, that's what breaks down first, is the weakness, the one shot that we are already a bit insecure about. And something just went off on that serve. The toss is getting away from her.
There we go.
Team Australia.
And once again, Australia fighting back.
Actually really loved that return. That had more shape. That had a little bit more top spin. Trajectory over the net, height over the net. Look at that. You can see that, what the racket did there, under and over the ball. Quite often today it's been just right on top of the ball and quite flat, but that should give her also a bit of confidence again to know that she can break serve. This is where you just get that first serve in.
Love it in.
Necesitamos muchos regalos, ¿no?
It's a time, isn't it, to be solid, because Argentina stuttering here.
And that's a lower percentage shot. That's the forehand that she moved around. Good footwork, but inside in, over the higher part of the net. Go inside out, and you're going into your opponent's weaker side as well. There it is. Like that serve into the backhand. Podoroska again smothers it, opens up those shoulders too early. Big game here, massive.
Perfectly played. That was a high tariff shot on an evening where you're not really feeling the ball.
Wow, that was very tough. Look at this, because she actually had to change the grip. So go from that kind of eastern, semi-western to a continental to actually be able to hit a drop shot and get that back spin. Wow, that's skill.
Oh yeah.
That backhand is perfection. That's textbook. Head still balanced all the way through the shot towards the target. Looks like she can hit that all day long. Beautiful.
Looked like a straightforward service game, and one that was building real momentum in the second set has really gone awry here. And are we eyeing up a 5th consecutive break in the second set?
That's a serve into body backhand again and gets an unforced error off the return. Still a big game. I was going to say, Sam, that previous point, I like that Gadecki came in. I think she just has to be sure of where she wants to hit that volley. To me, she looks like she's unsure, back behind or short or deep. Just commit to the volley. She looks like she's in two minds. But I like the way that she's going about it. It's the right play.
Team Argentina.
These double faults have rather peppered the second set for Olivia Gadecki. And right now she's handing momentum back to Argentina. She hang on here.
Well done, because she was under pressure there, Gadecki. And definitely for me now, she's not going for the lines in the first 2 or 3 shots. She's definitely playing a little bit more within herself, trying to build the point and even make your opponent have to come up with something big. And sometimes it's a skill to make your opponent miss in itself. So I like the variation now from Gadecki of aggression, but also being patient.
That's really well played.
Advantage, Team Australia.
That is the sound of an Aussie-filled stadium, isn't it?
Absolutely. She's digging deep, rising to the occasion. She could hold here. This would be massive. This is the best point of the match from Gadecki. 12-shot rally, but it was the variation.
And that will do very nicely. Australia hit the front in the second set.
Team Australia leads 4 games to 3.
And then I guess Leighton's so experienced now as a team captain. Doesn't say it a lot actually, does it? It looked like that he knew exactly when not to speak.
He does that well. Watched a lot of that with Davis Cup that we cover. He will talk when he feels like it's needed, then he will back off, and yeah, he's got a great balance.
Certainly a lot of work here for Team Argentina to do twice. Podoroska up a break in the second set.
Look at that reaction. I love that. And another thing this will do, it will get the crowd pumped, which is what you want. It helps you, but then puts that extra pressure on your opponent when you got the crowd behind you. So if she can do that a bit more, that would be great. It would really help. Again, I like that. It's just the execution. You commit to going forward, go in, or stay back. She was in a little bit the no man's land. You don't want to get stuck in the middle of the court. So I like what she's doing, but just go in. She had another opportunity there to come to the net, but I like the thinking.
30-15.
Only 22 years of age, still very inexperienced. Didn't play a lot a couple of years ago. Only has got 4 Grand Slam events under her belt. Still very much beginning her career. Podoroska got so much more experience. Couldn't maintain that level after that big top 40 breakthrough after that run to the semis in Paris. Garros all those years ago, but still a very good player, and has responded well there.
Argentina, new balls, please.
And I think that's a great point you're making, Sam. I think so much inexperience showing today from Olivia Gadecki. Whenever she has her opponent on the ropes, she just gives her 3-4 points. Remember the first time she broke? How does she open the game? 2 double faults. Now 2 returns, just giving it away whenever the momentum turns. And for me, that's pure inexperience. That's something that will come with having a lot of these type of matches in front of a packed house, with the stakes being so high. Those are things that will just come with playing them over and over again. The game is there for Olivia, just the experience needs to follow.
And that's what she's talked about herself. She's talked about the consistency in matches and throughout the year, and how do you get that? And that's what we said. That's where Nigel comes in, and experiences like this, and that's why I would like to see her put a little bit more safety on her shots and play higher percentage, but that will come. And I think the good thing is that she's so aware of it.
Peleale cada punto, vamos.
Excellent. I like that. She committed to that. She followed that coming in, body weight going forward. She wasn't waiting to see what was going to happen. Excellent point.
Again, great aggression from Podoroska. She can see her chance here.
Valiente Nadia, vamos ahora. Fuerza en la mano, dale.
And she give her team the early advantage.
Sí, 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 vamos. Valiente Nadia, vamos ahora.
Moment now, he's going to burst out of the team zone onto the court, isn't he?
It's like he's our fourth commentator here.
He is. Another look for Podoroska at a second serve on break point.
Oh, yes.
Coolly done.
We'll see what she can do when she's on. Great timing. Look at this cross court, the depth, but it had a bit more topspin, and then this perfect follows it in. Great footwork, had enough space between her and the ball, but I like that she didn't hit that fully flat. It went under and over the ball to make that ball dip. Well done.
Well, that's the work she's been doing with Nigel Sears. When we talk about more shape, we're talking about more spin, more safety. Good time to deploy it. Third chance in this game. More pressure for Olivia Gadecki.
Con margen y fuerza, vamos.
Like the awareness that that's the serve to go to. You can see Podoroska got tight there. Didn't set her feet. In fact, she was up in the air while she was hitting that. No take back, no follow through. Gets tight on that side. So see if Gadecki can do that again, not just on the serve, but in the rally as well. Test that backhand. Keep asking the question. Forehands. Excellent.
Advantage, team
the footwork, the racket head speed.
It's been a big shot for her, hasn't it? More pressure here on Team Australia. So Gadecki facing a 4th break point in this game.
Lights. That's a Team Argentina.
And Team Argentina will serve for this first match here.
Team Argentina leads 5 games to 4.
¿Viste el saque? Cuando le sacaste por el cuerpo, ¿te sentiste cómoda? Bien, porque te deja la segunda, no le puede pegar, te la deja y ahí mandas vos. Vamos ahora,
Mirá, ahora tranqui, pausa, tiempo.
Con margen pero valiente. Apretale el puño, mirale a la cara y decirle, es mío el partido. Tenés que aguantar la embestida, los 2 primeros puntos se la va a tratar de jugar para ver si zafa. Si no la dejás jugar, cagó. Si juega abajo, vamos ahora, Y cuando estás mal, quedate en los cruzados, no cambie, dejala que cambie ella. Ella arriesgue. Vamos, carajo, vamos ahora.
Fabulous pick up from Podoroska, who started this match so well. Big fight back from Team Australia in the second set, but 5 breaks of serve in this set as well. The fact that it could have gone, and it still can go either way. That will do.
That's the play that we've been looking for, and there, because she had a bit more shape on the ball and under and over to get the topspin, she could actually get the angle, and it set up the point, got Podoroska at end range, and I love it when she comes in, takes that dry volley. Well done.
Here we go.
Superb tennis from Gadecki. Work this point and have a look at how she leans into this forehand, but the height over the net, I love. That was heaviness and power. Well done. What a forehand.
Her top end is classic, isn't it?
It's just beautiful to watch. Oh, that's too good. She backed herself there. Didn't get tentative, Podoroska. Got to say well done on that one.
Oh, yes. Well, tonight she's played a lot better than the number next to her ranking of 100.
That volley was superb. Even Todd Woodbridge would be proud.
Mr. Ken Rose will be rather.
Yeah.
Be pleased with that one on his set, and the court named after him.
Thank you.
After almost an hour and a half. Argentina at match point. Argentina off to a fast start. It's straight sets, exactly the same scoreline as when they played in Indian Wells last year. 6-2, 6-4. Podoroska getting her second win over Olivia Gadecki. And not just playing the Aussie, playing a full stadium as well here on the Ken Rosewell Arena.
But how well did Podoroska start? Just incredible, quick out of the blocks. She was sharp, not rusty at all after the off-season. And for Gadecki, though, I will say, if there's one thing that I would say to her coming off the court is well done for competing. This was not easy. Take the positives. We're proud of her. Australia's proud of her. It wasn't her night, but she competed. She gave it her all till the end. And we'll see, I'm sure, a lot more of Olivia Gadecki.
She needs more of these occasions, doesn't she?
Absolutely.
More experience. That was very much what I was hearing from yourself and Andrea Petkovic, that still very young, early on in her career, and it's a lot to take on.
If I can say, for me, she's like a rough diamond. You just now need to polish a few of those things. But the game is there. How good is she technically? It's incredible. I love when a player has the basis of that technique. You can only build from here.
Argentina are halfway there to winning the matchup with Australia in this Group F contest. First win at the United Cup after 2 defeats 12 months ago. And that's how she celebrates. Well, let's hear from her. I think she's going to be a very happy winner here. She's with Andrea Petkovic. Andrea, over to you.
Nadia, what a very, very solid performance. What were you most happy with your game today?
Well, it's my first match of the year, so it's always tough to start the season. I think I play very consistent the whole match. Even when I miss some serves, I keep doing my game, so it's very important to do that.
Talk a little bit more about that second set. There was a foot fault, there was a time violation, there were some missed serves. What did you tell yourself to then continue to play so well as you did?
Yeah, well, I know myself. I'm 27 years old, so I know when that happens, it's because I'm nervous. I start to think on the result, and yeah, I just try to keep calm and be focused on my game.
Well, you are calm. Your team, however, brought a lot of energy. You have some great fans here from Argentina. How was it to play in this almost packed arena today?
Yeah, well, it was very nice. Thank you for everyone to come and see us. It's very nice to play with all this stadium, and you were also very respectful, so thank you for that.
Last question before I let you go. Thomas is coming out now to play Alex de Minaur. How do you see the match going?
Well, of course, it's going to be a very tough match. Alex is a great player. He always plays his best tennis, I think, here in Australia. But Thomas, he's a great competitor. His service is so fast, and, well, we see.
Well, you brought Argentina to a lead, 1-0 for Argentina. Well done, great match. Nadia Podoroska.
Well, what a way to start the season. Certainly the men's singles, which will be not too far away, only 10 minutes before de Minaur will take on Thomas Martin Echeverry. That will be highly competitive. And the debrief already beginning for Olivia Gadecki. But in Group F, it's Argentina going off to the ideal start. It's going to be a very tough group with Nadia as well. That may be absolutely vital for Argentina to give themselves a chance in this matchup, because Alex de Minaur coming onto the court, which he calls his own and has had some brilliant results over the years, and he'd certainly be the favourite going into the matchup with Echeverry. But before we break for the men's singles, a little look over the numbers, and a very high first serve percentage for the Argentine. Had so many breakpoint opportunities. And it was that forehand that did so much of the damage. So that is the first match. Gadecki winning in straight